Hey everybody, good morning from sunny Dolphin Island, Alabama. I want to talk real quick. Today's video is about Microbrites, detailed install. We're selling Microbrites on every kit just about, and the dry seal, the directions are pretty bad that come with them. So I'm going to show you detailed on how to put that O-ring in the light and install it in the wall of the pool. So that's what today's video is going to be about. But real quick, I wanted to talk training. Our next training is in Springfield on a massive monopore pool. That's going to get eco-finished, and that training is going to be in the second half of October. The only thing I'm waiting on to set certain dates is to know my forms are going to be here several weeks in advance. I should have that put to bed this next week, and I will announce it next Saturday. So I'll have the dates for that training. My next training after that is actually going to be down here. We're going to have a little working vacation training in probably February. What we're going to do, I'll show you what most people have been doing down here. They've been adding pools to a lot of these fancy rental houses, and they look like this, just like a fiberglass shell on a deck, okay? But, you know, I don't like fiberglass shells personally. And in the hurricanes and everything else, that I think we can do better. So I've got engineers working right now. We're going to have a pool right here and one next door identical. So it's going to sit in this little area, and those pools are going to be concrete shells on a monopore on pilings. The engineers are working up the final details for me right now. So it'll be very similar to what we do in Springfield, but you'll actually at least have access to all sides of the pool. You'll really be able to actually have a better view of what's going on. And we'll be actually in that training, we'll have one of them ready for eco-finish. So we'll be doing that and pouring the other one. So you can actually see start to finish in a week's time. That training will be just a little bit longer probably. And we'll have some room to put people up in these houses. And then we have a good relationship down here with Boardwalk Realty. So we'll have room for putting everybody up locally. But that's in February. So that'll be pushing for next pool season for you guys to really get your heads wrapped around what we do. But the next training, the one you guys have all been asking about, second half of October, just because I don't want to push if I don't know the forms are going to be here in plenty of time. But anyway, I'll show you the Microbrites now. And I'll see you guys next time. Okay, guys, because of all the kits we've been moving and a lot of the people kind of agreeing that the Microbrites are a little more convenient, we've been selling a lot of Microbrites. So I want to do kind of almost an unboxing, see what you see, because guys aren't realizing there's a couple little proprietary tools in here that you're going to need and want. And also, if you want to do a dry seal application, I'm going to show you right now how that's set up. And then obviously I'm going to show you on the outside how to pull the string through and everything else. So it comes with this little baggie. I'm going to show you what's in the bag. Every one of them comes with it. You only need one of these wrenches. This is how you tighten the actual light into the socket at the pool. So I'm going to set that aside. This is your silicone grease and your O-ring, and that's only if you're doing a dry seal. If you're in a climate where you're not overly worried about hard freezes in the wintertime, and your equipment is above the water line, then you can do a wet seal. Then it's ready to install. It has this PVC ring right here, but the water, you know, the light is facing, you know, out into the pool, and the water can get around this ring and between this PVC ring and the light itself, and then water is just getting in behind here, and it's in the conduit. Okay, no big deal as long as A, you're not worried about it freezing, and B, that you're above grade. But if your equipment is below grade, and or you are worried about freezing in a pipe that's just full of water at gravity, the dry seal is a super cool thing, and that's the reason the IntelliBrite lights are a great light. They provide a lot more lumens than these lights, but there's no way to dry seal them. Okay, so let me do that again. It's like a prescription bottle. Push in, twist, quarter turn, and it pulls off. Okay. Now you're going to take this O-ring, it's got a little sticker holding it in place. We're going to take that off, and we're going to take that around here, and it seats right up along the bottom here. But because it's a, you know, kind of a stiff rubber ring, you're going to need this grease. Now I will tell you that this grease will go a long way. Every light comes with one, and usually we'll get about 8 or 9 lights with one. So I'm just going to smear that around here like so. To lube up that ring. I'm just going to set that back down there. And now I'm going to find the lineup. Now I'm going to shove it over that ring. It's a little tougher there. And I'm going to give it that quarter turn back. And now it is a dry seal. This this PVC ring has an O-ring compressed in there. Now, the other thing about these lights that I actually think is a not awesome design, you can see right here where the threads start, there's only 3 threads at one point. Use more Teflon tape than you think is prudent, or it will seep water. It's just such a thin layer of threads. It's just hard to seal it up and get it perfect, but it's better than nothing. And like I said, as long as you put on, we use like monster tape, something thicker, and put on almost more than you think you should, and it works great. So I'll take you guys back outside and show you exactly how we pull them in, and then I'll show you how we vacuum the strings through and everything just for the installs. Okay guys, so this was a little weird. We didn't actually do this equipment room. So normally we'd have 4 conduits coming up together since we got 4 lights, but they ended up coming up through this house. So now he's got the vacuum on, I can hear it, and then I got suction at that one. I don't even know which conduit's which, but I put that in there, and you see it's gonna, oh, it's hitting something. There it goes, there it goes. So it was getting hung probably on a bell because it's going backward against the bell. Unlike when we pull that way when we're pulling the wire through, which is obviously bigger and more prone to getting hung, it's running into the bells, which is ideal. I got this wrapped around one of the lights. Hopefully we can get enough loosened up to go ahead and go. Wow, we got that tied up around this. The boys told me it wasn't bound, but there you go. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and pull this in till he gets the string, and then I'll show you how we pull it from the other side. He may have it. It feels slack now, so. I think he's got it. So we'll take it outside and show you what we do on the other side. Okay guys, once you've tapped the liner and you're ready to pull the string through. And obviously I showed you in there that we take the string, we tie a little piece of a Walmart bag or a Home Depot bag onto it to give it some friction. And I can feel it coming. And you just hold that vacuum, and there it is. You got the string, that goes all the way back to the equipment pad. You take this off, and I'll take you to the next step. Okay guys, so you've got your string pulled through from the equipment room where the conduit comes above grade. And these wires here, the Microbrites come with either 50, 100, or 150 feet of line. You've got to kind of gauge that. Most of our kits just come with the 100-foot variety unless you specify otherwise. The 50s are hard to get right now, and 150s are always hard to get. So if 100 feet gets you to at least a point where you can junction, then we recommend just sticking with the 100s because they're easier to come by. So then I like to fold this piece of string and the tail piece, and then I'm going to fold the wire over it as well. And I'm just going to take a little piece of tape, a little harder to do, tape that up. I'll holler at the guy back at the equipment pad, and he'll pull with nice even pressure. Look at that fly. If you've got a long pull or you have a lot of 90s, it's a good idea we got this spray foam lubricant. I'll show you a picture of it right here. You can get it at Home Depot. And anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give him the okay to start pulling. And you just want to keep this spool slack. You want to keep pulling it out. So go ahead and pull. Okay, so it's going to pull real easy. And you've got 100 feet of this stuff to feed. And so if he hits a snag, you can pull it back a little bit. As long as you glue your conduits up to where you're pulling this into the bells. So face the bells toward the pool on this. I like to do that differently on my water plumbing. I always want the water flowing into the bell. So if it's suction side, it's one way. If it's pressure side, it's the other. But for today, talking about these lights, always put the bells toward the pool so you can pull these wires, because they always have to pull from the pool side because the light is permanently waterproof attached to this wire. So Petey's going to pull the entire bit of slack out. I'm going to holler at him when there's just a few inches left. You keep going. You got about 15 feet. Okay. You can see he's getting close, but he's still got. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of pressure against this so he doesn't go past right there. So it's got about 4 or 5 inches sticking out. Hey, can you bring me the wrench, Petey? I forgot it. Okay, now this is one that they won't, it's in the directions, but because the threads, like if I start spinning this, I'm going to twist the wire up till it's balled up. So you don't want to do that. So what it tells you to do is counter rotate that wire 4 or 5 times. So you can actually feel that wire starting to ball up the wrong way. And we're going to put it in here. Okay. Hey Pete, I forgot the Teflon tape. Okay guys, so we're gonna really load it up with Teflon tape, because if we don't, like I said, that area where there's only 3 threads, I know why they did it. You just only, this little black flange here will bottom out, and that's basically all the room they have, but it'd sure been nice if they could have got one more thread, even if they had to make the thing a little higher profile outside of it, because it's kind of counterintuitive. You put so much Teflon tape, you don't, like the threads start looking like pillows instead of nice sharp threads. But it's the only way to actually make this thing waterproof. Like I said, it shouldn't make anything leak unless you're above, unless your plumbing is all below grade. So I'm going to preload it with about 4 turns. Okay, and we're going to put that in there, and we're going to rotate it in. Then I'm going to take this wrench, and it actually has little notches, just like that, and I can start turning it easily, and it will have a moment, and you can definitely get the feel for these when that Teflon tape is actually kind of sealing up. Careful, and then keep turning. If you over tighten these though, it's real easy to break that little black ring on the outside. So you'll hit a point where it feels torqued, and you're done. Okay, guys, so that's how you put the light in. I'll still take you inside and show you the transformer and that hookup and everything to the Easy Touch 8 panel that we've got on this pool. But just to kind of give you a little synopsis, we've got guys going out of state right now to pick up a whole truckload of pool parts, all Pentair filters, heaters, pumps, everything for the kits that we've been missing, we've been trying to get all summer. We now have a line on, and we're picking up the first batch. It won't be enough to fill all the orders that you guys have reached out about, but start hitting me up in earnest, because we actually have stock that's enough to actually fill a bunch of orders right away. So like I said, start emailing me, ICF support at icfguru.com, or aaron.cuttingedgehomes@gmail.com comes to the same inbox, and we will we'll be better about getting back to you guys, because we actually have answers finally, as opposed to just telling you we're going to have answers. So I'm pretty excited about that. Like I said, everything to build a pool like this, we now stock, and it's still going to be a little, as much demand as there is right now, and the stock is getting better, but it might be mid-fall before we can just literally take an order and ship it out. But right now we're probably getting orders out in a couple weeks, which is so much better than the entire industry right now. So we've really, us and Roast have really gone together to make this work for everybody, make it as reasonable as it exists in the market, and as efficiently. So I'm actually kind of happy to talk about it again for the first time in a while, because we can actually make people happy.